Local rice farmers are calling for incentives to be given to them to enable them expand their farms. Now, their appeal follows reports that there is a high demand for local rice in the country, but since 2016, farmers and actors in the value chain have not been able to meet the market's demand. Here with me in the studio is the president of the Ghana Rice Interprofessional Body, GRIB or GRIB, Nana Ajay Ayer II. He's here to help us understand what their concerns are ahead of the 2019 Ghana National Rice Festival, which will be celebrated next week. Nana, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for making the time to be here with us. So first, if you don't mind, just briefly, because I know you want to talk about the rice, but your thoughts on government's Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. Tell us, do you see the impact of it in the rice production sector?
Yeah, thank you very much for hosting me. In terms of the Planting for Food and Jobs, when it comes to the rice sector, I have seen some improvement, especially on seed. For the past 2 years now, farmers, at least from the Ghana Rice Interprofessional point of view, we have had a lot of seeds from the Planting for Food and Jobs program.
Okay. Yeah. Has it led to increased employment? Are farmers able to hire more hands?
You see, it's yes and no, because when it comes to rice, most of rice producers in the country are smallholder farmers. And normally, you see that when I talk about smallholder farmers, I'm talking about people farming from 1 acre to 2 acres. While in certain areas, you could see that the industry has employed few laborers here and there. But look, if you compare what we were doing 4 years ago and now, I can see some marginal increase. Yeah, so it's okay.
All right. Now, let's talk about the incentives that you were mentioning earlier. You feel that these are important for the boosting of rice production. What incentives particularly?
I mean, your question again?
Yes, you were talking about the need for incentives in the rice production sector so that you can boost production, meet the demand, the local rice demand. So what sort of incentives are you thinking of?
Good. You see, rice is a special crop. Okay, you can't just grow rice in an area where you can grow maize. Okay, if you look at the rice cultivation areas, I can tell between 30 to 35% is irrigated across Ghana. About 65 to 70% is rain-fed. Now, what does a rice farmer requires to do his or her farm? We have to do land development. It's a major problem for the rice industry. This year, I have seen government doing some dams in the north and certain areas. I think it's the right direction. We need inputs. Okay, when I talk about input, I'm talking about fertilizers, agrochemicals, and stuff like that. Also, there's a critical area, mechanization. Okay, before you can attain your maximum yield, you need some proper mechanization services. Okay, and also finance. You can't ask a rice farmer or any farmer doing maize, cocoa, or whatever to go for a commercial loan. What is the interest rate now? We are looking from 25 to 30. It's impossible for any rice farmer, for that matter, to go for such a loan and succeed as a farmer. So we need government to come in. I don't know what government can do here, but I think they can talk to the banks for special concessions to farmers.
Now, let's talk about the product itself. And historically, there's been this belief that locally grown rice does not match up to the quality of the imported rice. Tell me, what's the situation today? I naturally expect you to support your product, but give us some reality here. You know, are the two products really comparing, and is the local rice competing?
I'm not just going to support my industry. I'm just going to be honest.
All right.
Let's go back to 10 years ago. Okay. To be honest with you, local rice was not processed properly about 10 years ago. Now, we have one of the best mills in the system. We have good seeds. Just go to the market and try any of the branded local rice. I don't think you can see the difference between the imported rice and the local rice. Look, the local rice is more nutritious than the imported rice. One of the factors here is that the local rice is fresh. Normally we harvest it between a year, and within a year and a half it's consumed. Unlike the foreign rice that is stored in the silos and the warehouse for about 5 years before it's imported to Ghana.
So the milling has improved, the seeds have improved.
Yes, the milling has improved, the seed, also seeds. But you see, when it comes to the milling area, I think we have to do a lot of work there, which the Ghana Rice Interprofessional Body is collaborating with a miller in China to supply us with, modern mills to our operators.
Okay. So, I mean, yes, milling is better, seedlings are better. How about the process, the growing process of the rice itself? Have we caught up with technology? Are we using the best practices from across the world? Or are we still, like you said, depending on the rain and the elements?
Yes. Like I told you earlier on, 70% of our farmlands are rain-fed. It's a major problem. Okay, can we improve that? Yes. We are looking for government to do some land development for us. Land development is very expensive. It is not anything that you can just go in and bring a tractor to plow your lands and grow rice. No, you need to, it goes through a lot of process. So it becomes very expensive for the peasant or the smallholder farmer.
Okay, so let's look to the future. You've got this big fair coming up. Tell us about it.
Yes. The Ghana National Rice Festival is coming on the 8th of November. It's a big platform for us to advocate things that we do. And we are not just doing this alone. The John Ejikun Kufuor Foundation has been a pillar behind this. Okay, we are inviting everybody to come to Efo Sutherland Park on the 8th to come and witness what we are doing. It's a big platform for us to showcase what we have done, also talk to government about our challenges so that both policymakers and the industry can come together to solve our rice industry issues here.
All right, so time and place for the event?
It's coming on at the Efo Sutherland Park on the 8th of November, 9 o'clock sharp. Everybody will be there across the country. Everybody is going to be there. Every rice farmer or anybody who does rice business, being the miller, the aggregator, and even the consumers are invited.
Any chance of a plate of Ghana jollof while we're there?
Yes, come in. You see a lot of jollof. And let me tell you, we are also promoting the parboiled rice. So come there and taste parboiled rice made in Ghana.
Wow, that alone is a selling point for me. I'm a big rice fan. So I'll certainly make sure I stop by and see how it's all unfolding. The Ghana National Rice Festival happening on the 8th of November 2019 at the Efo Sutherland Children's Park. Bring your appetite.